last call for love, and I'm so over the pain. So it's my last call. It's the last call for love, and I'm so over the pain. So it's my last call. Hey Cupid, why you looking stupid? You got an arrow, don't you? Won't you use it? Dig through the bag of love, make my perfect picture, and make me love sick. I need a whole prescription. Why it's so different when it comes to me? How many more times can I believe before I let go of a fantasy? Cause it seems so real to me. Yeah. When your body's close to me, yeah. And when you make love to me, yeah. I'm tired of the hurt, got the house lights on. Cause it's my last call for love, and I'm so over the pain. So
Hey, what's up, everybody? It's me. I didn't have time to put my ears in. Hold on, I can't hear y'all. How y'all doing? If y'all in the room, say something. Let me know you're in the room. Let me know you're in the room. How's everybody doing? Shout out to Instagram. We live on Instagram too. Follow me at The Shay Show on Instagram. Shout out to everybody. Come on in the room. Instagram. Oh wait, iPhone 6 in the frame. How's everybody doing? Yeah, we gotta get some help at the Shay Show. How everybody doing? Come in the room. If you're in the room, leave me a comment. Let me know you're here. Shout out to Instagram. What's up, Shanika? Jalen, I see you. Zion, I see you on Instagram. Facebook, where y'all at? It's me running up the stairs trying to get get in the seat in 2 minutes. As always, I have the Shay Show cup, coffee mug. Ask me how you can get it. I'll be glad to sell you one. And per usual, they always ask me what I'm drinking. I am drinking sparkling ice. This is the coconut and pineapple. I'm not even gonna tell you who because they need to. If they want to do a sponsorship, then I'll promote that on the Shay Show. But shout out to everybody. If you were listening to the music during the 2 minute warning, you heard the last call by TRACI BRAXTON. So we're gonna get right into it. We want to say rest in peace to TRACI BRAXTON, reality star singer of the Braxton sisters, died yesterday of cancer. So we definitely want to send love and light to the Braxton's family. Rest in peace, TRACI Braxton. Braxton, one of the fan favorites of the Braxtons. Family Values on WeTV. So we definitely send love and support their way. I just couldn't imagine losing a sibling. So I know that has to be pain that's unbearable. So shout out to that family. Um, I know that's tough. Did y'all watch the Braxtons? The Braxton? I keep saying Braxton. Did y'all watch the Braxton Family Values? Yeah, I just couldn't imagine what it's like losing a sibling. Even siblings that don't always get along. I'm pretty sure it just hits different for your sibling to be gone. So shout out to the family and her. She had one son. He just recently had a child himself. He just recently got married, probably like in the last 2 years. So yeah, send love their way. But how's everybody doing? How's everybody doing? Marquita, you watched the Braxton? Yes, I watched the Braxton's Family Value. Tracy was definitely a fan favorite on the show. She was very comical, hilarious, and just full of life. I think she was 50 years old. Somebody tell me in the comments. I want to say she was 50 years old, um, passed of cancer. From sources that I read, I think it was she battled cancer for like a year. So it's just tough because she was like one of the more livelier, livelier sisters on the show. She added to the comedic element of the show, so she will definitely be missed. I woke up to that news yesterday. I was devastating. Sister Tracy, I mean not Tracy, Tawanda, Trina, Tamar, and Tony Braxton. So yes, she was 50 years old, which was very young. But life is short, y'all. Life is short. She was the lively one. Yes, definitely was. Um, if you're joining me on Instagram, what is it? Likes or hearts? Throw some throw some hearts and love in there if you're watching on Instagram. So yes, she was 50. Lord, I pray you send strength. Exactly. To the family in the morning, I pray you trade the tears of sorrow. Absolutely, Joanne. Absolutely. I just couldn't imagine, you know, to lose a sibling, you know. Yikes. Send prayers their way. And Mama E, we forgot about, and they actually have a brother, Michael. Um, um, so yes, send up prayers. Hey, Mush. Okay, let's change gears. That just was some devastating news to hear yesterday. But if you were wondering, yes, yes, everybody knows that her and Tamar had a very tumultuous relationship on the show, and like you said, Marquita, I certainly do hope that they were able to mend a relationship before um, Tracy left. And siblings fight. That's just, I mean, it was like five girls, so just there was arguments. There was some type of drama just with that many siblings. Period. But if you got five girls, you already know it's crazy. So I'm pretty sure they loved each other. Sometimes fame and cameras can kind of bring out the worst in people, but I definitely know that those girls were very close, and I know Tamar is devastated because while her and Tracy usually bumped heads, um, that's just love. That's love. Baby sister and bigger sister love. Some people comments. Amen. Well, all right. They wait right good until I'm on live to start. Woo woo. But yes, send send prayers to the Braxton family. So let's switch gears a bit. If you were wondering where I was last week, I was not on live. The Shay Show was not. Y'all got the police. I want to say that was the ambulance. Yes, they all do look alike. They all kind of have those same features, and they all have that same tone to their voice. This camera on Instagram is pretty lit. Hey, Aaliyah, how you doing? So yes, like I was saying last week, if you missed me, I was not on live. The Shay Show was. Can you sing for us? No, ma'am. So, like I was saying, last week I had a chance to be in my hometown of New Jersey, Newark, New Jersey. I was there for a hot second. We were there celebrating my stepmom's 60th birthday party, 70s, 60s and 70s themed birthday party in her hometown of Jersey City, New Jersey. And my aunt, who's her twin, Martha, they definitely brought the city out. Everybody was there. It was wonderful being back home in my roots. I know, Mush. It was definitely good being back home in Jersey, seeing family that I haven't seen in a while. It was good to go back home and not be there for a funeral or something like that. It was good to be back with the folks and seeing everybody laughing, having a good time, good food, good music, good vibes. I had a chance to just link up with some family members that I haven't seen in a while. So I definitely enjoyed myself. Um, we took a road trip, y'all. And if anybody knows me, you know that I got a little present. Yes. New Jersey. If you're from New Jersey and you're watching the show, tell me what part of Jersey you from. If you ever been to New Jersey, has anybody watching the live been to New Jersey? That's exactly right, Jawan. Kanye did get his start in Newark, New Jersey, right before he was getting signed to Rockefeller. But I had a chance to go back to I should have been able to input a picture, but I wasn't thinking. In New Jersey for my stepmom and her twin sister Martha's 60th birthday party. We had a good time. We took a road trip. Anybody who knows me knows that I don't do road trips. I don't like being in cars that long. I don't like sitting that long. But we actually had a really good time. Tanisha, Robert, y'all watching? Yeah. So we had a really good time. Mush, I know next time I'm in Jersey, I got to see you. Um, yes, we had a wonderful time in New Jersey. It was good to see everybody. It was good to eat some food from New Jersey. Let me tell you. um, while I was there, I did have a chance to eat some food that I have not had in a while. I had what I had. Me and my cousin Tanisha, we had hot pastrami sandwiches, y'all. It was so good, so good. Like that pastrami sandwich almost took me out of here. Like I legit, the sandwich was way too big to consume in one setting. It was so good. It was just being back home, eating the food. I'm getting to that. Shanika, I hope you're still watching for this next thing that I'm about to talk about. Um, yes, Saturday we had the hot pastrami sandwiches. Sunday when we were leaving, I had an Italian cheeseburger. I had an Italian cheeseburger and it was so good. Put in the comments if you ever had an Italian cheeseburger, if you know what an Italian cheeseburger is. Um, if you up north, you want to try um an Italian cheeseburger, a hot pastrami. I know people probably not familiar with that, but man, it was good. It was so good. Um, the birthday party was actually in Jersey City, which is the hometown. My stepmom is from Jersey City, New Jersey. So it was good being back in the roots. We had a chance to go back to some areas that we grew up in. It was a nice little homecoming session being in New Jersey and places that we grew up with. We had a chance to take our significant others, me and Tanisha, up there, and they got a chance to see where we come from. And I think it was a little bit of a shock to them because New Jersey is not North Carolina. It's a totally different it's a totally different place. And for people who grew up in the South, it could kind of be a little bit much for them between the driving, um, just all the activity. It's really fast paced. So they enjoyed it, but they got a chance to see some of the places that we grew up in and the areas that we come from. It's very different, Deb. You're right. So get your Shay Show mug. if you got a Shay Show mug, put something in the comments. Let me know you got one. But yes, so that's where I was. Nikki, you definitely would be overwhelmed because the traffic, sister, the way that the people drive up there, the aggressiveness of people from New Jersey, like people who are not from there would just assume that everybody from New Jersey is weird. Hey, Kazuri, my little cousin, I got a chance to see her while I was there. Thank you for watching, Zuri. Zion. Yes, so it was crazy. It was nice. It was nice to be back home, but I meant to go home, but it was nice to get back home too. So shout out to New Jersey. Oh, one more thing about New Jersey. So I need to put this. So I don't know if if where you're from, if you had White Castle or if you had Crystals, and some of y'all probably in areas that didn't have either. But let me know in the comments if you've ever had exactly, Nick. Let me know in the comments if you've ever had White Castle or if you ever had. What's up, Caitlin? Joining me from Instagram. Um, Let me know in the comments if you've ever had Crystals or if you've ever had White Castle. I have had the privilege of having both, and I'm not just biased because I'm from New Jersey and we have White Castle in New Jersey. But when me and my cousin were in Atlanta, uh, maybe a year or two ago, I had Crystals, and Crystals does not compare to White Castle. Crystals is not White Castle. Period. It's not White Castle. Deb, I know you had White Castle. They call them murder burgers. And I'll tell you why. Oh, still drinking my drink, but I can't promote them because they need to sponsor the boy. Um, See, I could do a Sprite commercial, but yes, Crystals is not White Castle. It's not the same. They don't taste the same. They don't have the same. They don't have the same. Nothing. It's not it. So one of my friends, Shanika, she used to always argue me that Crystals was better than White Castle. For the record, I'm just telling you that's not the case. Crystals does not compare to White Castle. If you're in the area and you can try both of them, I would suggest you try them, but Crystals ain't it. And I actually did a video when we were in Atlanta. Zuri, you remember when I did the video of me trying Crystals for the first time? I actually did a video, and I am going to post that up to my YouTube channel. I'm going to post that video up of me reviewing um, Crystals for the first time in Roseland or Atlanta. Roseland is not Atlanta? Okay. So, yes, I had a chance to experience that. It's not it. And I'm not just biased because I'm from New Jersey, but Crystals is not White Castle. Yeah. Put in the comments if you've ever had Crystals. Put in the comment if you want to join me live. Shout out to Tanisha. She's watching me live on Instagram. And yes, the experience on Instagram is not as interactive and lit as it is on Facebook because our good friends over at Instagram don't allow this streaming software that I'm using. So I just go live or whatever. But the real experience is on Facebook and YouTube. But shout out to Instagram. So yes, I'm not biased, but White Castle is where it's at. Crystals put mustard on theirs. That ain't it. I don't want mustard on my slider. Period. Anybody want to join me on live? Anybody got something to say before we get into our next conversations? Juwan, have you ever had Hello, mother. My mother says she is watching. Let me tell you something. My mother might be Tanisha. Did you read Kazuri's comment on Instagram? She said she liked crystals better. You're from New Jersey. Shame on you, Zuri. My mother might be the biggest Shay Show fan ever. Like, she literally calls me and she's more excited about the Shay Show than I am. So shout out to my mother. She she supports the Shay Show. I told her I was gonna send her a mug. She's like, no, I want to pay for one. I want to buy one. So shout out to my mom. Justin, you remember too? Shout out to my mom. Instagram, my battery on 20%. My mom is such a fan of the Shay Show. So shout out to you, mom, for being, supportive. You know, in retrospect, without you, there wouldn't be no Shay Show because there wouldn't be no Shay. So shout out to you, kid. Um, hold that thought, Juwan. I probably add you on. What's up, Vons? Hold that thought, Juwan. I'll probably add you when I talk about this next topic because this next topic is a little heavy, but it's something else that I wanted to say before I get into those other conversations. Let me hop over to Facebook really quick. It was something else. Let me ask y'all this really quickly. What do y'all think about what is it, Jussie Smollett? Am I saying his name right? What do y'all, Kazuri, I'm mad at you for that. What do y'all think? It's the way this light is hitting me on Instagram that I really like. Shout out if the light hitting me. Hey, Instagram. But no, we want to buy a mug too. You know what? To my family, my Hate family, it was my intention to bring y'all those that Sunday that I had the opportunity to visit the church. It was my plan to bring those to y'all, but I forgot all about it. So I will definitely be sending y'all cups. So thank you again for support as well. Miss Cassandra, well, thank you for joining us for the first time. Miss Cassandra is my church family back at my home church at Henderson Grove Missionary Baptist Church in Morrisville, North Carolina. So if you're not doing nothing on Sundays and you're in the Morrisville, Raleigh, Durham area, join the home church over at Henderson Grove Missionary Baptist Church, where the pastor is Johnny Bethea. I should just go ahead and do announcements right now. But yes, and if you're in the Greensboro area, join 180 Point Turn Church in Greensboro. See, I'm just a little walking, talking advertisement. But no, how do y'all feel about the Jussie? Is it Jussie Smollett or Jussie Smollett? How do y'all feel about his sentencing? Do y'all feel like the sentencing was too harsh? The Alana's really messed up my speech. I think he got 5 months. Let's see. What did he get? He got sentenced to 150 days in jail for staging a racist, homophobic attack and lying to police. Do y'all feel like the sentencing was too harsh for the crime that they have said that he committed? He says, excuse me, he remains his innocence. But do you guys feel like the sentencing was too harsh for for the crime? So what they're saying is sorry, Jesse Smollett fined. He was fined and he was sentenced to 150 days in jail for staging a racist, homophobic attack and lying to police while still maintaining his innocence. The former Empire star was found guilty um, for 150 days in the county jail. let's see, 30 months of felony probation and ordered the actor to pay restitution of $120,000 and fine $25,000. So some people are saying, first of all, do y'all think that the sentencing was too harsh for the crime that he committed? Because some people are saying that, okay, while he is guilty, or while he should have been found guilty for the charges, they felt like because nobody was hurt, he shouldn't have had been. The sentencing was too harsh. Do y'all think it was too harsh? First of all, when did y'all really think he staged that? Did y'all think he did that? Unfortunately, in the beginning, I felt like it was staged. I felt like he was lying. Tanisha says, "How much time did the lady get in Jersey for pretending the black lady attacked her?" I don't know. I don't know, Tanisha, but it probably wasn't nearly as severe as Jesse. I, I need y'all to talk back in the comments. Where y'all at? Um, Tell me, do y'all think it's too harsh? And did you think like he staged it in the beginning, or you know, what was that again? I'm sorry. Again, he was sentenced to 150 days in jail. He was 30 months of felony probation, and the actor is ordered to pay restitution $120,000 and a $25,000 fine. And as he, following the verdict, after previously declining to speak Thursday, Smollett did stand up to the judge and say, "I am innocent. I am not suicidal," and suggested that if anything happens to him in jail, he did not take his own life. Um, so I don't know. I think this was a attempt that probably, he probably did not factor in the fact that, all of this could happen to him, which is really unfortunate, but you really can't do stuff like that. So what Kay said, I understand the probation. I don't think the active sentence was necessary, but judges have the discretion, and I believe that judges are more prone to give harsher sentences to prevent backlash on him, meaning the judge. I agree with that, Kay. I agree with that completely. It just, you feel sorry for him, but we got to think about stuff before we do stuff. We got to factor in the fact that stuff like this can happen. Is it harsh? Probably, but this has been going on since when? When did this attack allegedly happen? Um, that's a good question. When did this allegedly, I mean, not allegedly happen, but when did this stuff begin? This began, that happened in 2019. So here we are 3 years later. So, they're saying that they've used a whole bunch of resources investigating this alleged crime, and they used resources that were unnecessary because they were fictitious. The claim was allegedly fictitious. I don't want Jesse to come out and sue me for saying that, but yeah, I don't want to get sued for that. But I just think like it was a very stupid thing to do because he tried to push the Trump supporters narrative as his attack. So that's why they're going hard with um, getting him together, because he, gotta make sure my cup is in the frame. I don't know. We got to think about stuff that we do, y'all. We can't just be we can't just be doing stuff and thinking that. And a lot of times celebrities do stuff and they feel like, they think because they're celebrities that they don't have to, they won't be punished severely. And I think this is just a good old example that celebrities are no different from the rest of us. If you do stuff, and I hate to say it, but, and I don't even want to even have that type of conversation, but it appears that, harsher sentencing is dealt to people of color. Um, and as I stated before, I do stand with all races and races of people, but if we're just gonna call a thing, black people have historically have been dealt like harsher sentencing for crimes that people of white people have done the same crimes and have walked away with minimum sentencing. But I don't even want to have that conversation because yeah, but it's the truth. We have compared cases and we've seen where black people or people of color have done the same crimes as our white brothers and sisters, and white people tend to get lighter sentencing. But that's just the way it is, and that's just facts. But let this be a lesson that we gotta watch the stuff that we do. Like we can't be doing stuff and thinking that we're gonna get away with it, or thinking because we are celebrity. But Kay, you asked why he did it in the beginning. I did see some people say that his career was going stale, and this was back in 2019 during the Me Too movement, and hate crimes against people of color or people of uh, alternate lifestyles. There was a lot of commotion in the country regarding LGBT, the LGBT community, and being actually there were lots of attack on people of the LGBT community. And maybe Jussie thought that if he was a victim, he would get some type of notoriety. It's sad that people even think that that is a legit. Is he a part of the LGBT community? I want to say yes, but I don't know, so I won't say yes. But I don't know, but I think that he is. All right, what you got? What you say, Miss Cassandra? Having worked in the judicial system for over 30 years, the sentence is not harsh. It is a slap on the wrist to me. Just my opinion. Okay, I like that. I mean, yeah, I reckon it could have been worse. I reckon it definitely could have. He was found. He was found to have lied. Yes. Yeah, and just from the beginning, I felt like the story was just ridiculous from the beginning. No doubt in the fact that I feel like he definitely lied and created this narrative and created. I definitely agree that the story was bogus from the beginning. I felt like he was lying, but he's holding on to the fact that he um he is innocent, and I definitely agree with you, Miss Cassandra. That he could have gotten a harsher sentence, and for this case alone, I don't feel like the sentencing is harsh. I'm asking y'all. I want to know y'all's opinion. I thought it was completely ridiculous that he even set that whole thing up, and the attackers. I mean, it was ridiculous. But I what I was speaking on as far as sentencing as for like people of color and white people, that historically they have been dealt lighter sentences. Not in this situation specifically. Vidal feels like his sentencing should have been harsher. Why do you feel like that, V? Come online and tell me why. Join me on live and tell me why. Plus, we have to take in the fact that different states have different laws, and I think NC gives slaps on the wrist. We got to change the people who we voting for, and things of that nature. I'm sending you that link now, Vidal. Um, you know, just playing with stuff like that because there are legitimate people who have been attacked. Um, the worst of it is that his acting career is going down or even no longer. Agreed. I don't feel like them studio executives are ever going to be trying to hire him or cast him in things because of, and I mean to do something to this magnitude really speaks to the character. Really speaks to the character. Like you actually thought this through and at the end of it you thought this was a good idea. You didn't ever take into ouch that hurt. You didn't ever take into consideration that this could be the end result. But I don't know. He's holding on that he's innocent, and hopefully, and what I was saying, there was actual people, um actual people in in that community that were attacked and were beaten and killed because of that because of living in that and that lifestyle. So it definitely is a slap on a slap into the face to people who were actually killed, beaten, and treated harshly due to the fact of their sexuality. So for this celebrity with all this money and notoriety to um, conjure up a plan like this, it just it's disrespectful to people who really were discriminated against, rather. Okay. So recently, Vidal just made a comment that his sentencing should have been harsher. I'm going to bring Vidal on right now so he can expound on why he thinks that the sentence should have been harsher. Here's-
Yo,
Yeah,
what's going on, man?
my buddy, you said it should have been harsher. Tell me why.
I do, I do. Well, first of all, let's go with what we know.
Okay.
What did he do in your opinion? Do you feel like he was wrong?
Do I feel like what he did was wrong?
And I can't hear you say that again.
You said, do I feel like what he did was wrong?
Yeah, like, do you feel like what he did was wrong?
Absolutely, I think what he did was wrong.
Okay, so with what he did, look at the lies that he told, right? Like, let's
Mhm.
think of a Karen, right? A white person who lies on a black person, or a woman who says that a man raped him. We recently had a Chris Brown situation. We recently had Deshaun Watkins. They both were cleared of, you know, alleged sexual assault or rape charges or whatever. Do you know what that does to someone's career potentially when you lie on someone else?
Absolutely.
So for him to, pick a certain community of people to speak about, to stage the entire thing, and to expect to just get away scot free, I think that's a little unacceptable. So if I'm not mistaken, what did he get? A little over a year,
150
right?
days. Hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. I feel like the probation was good. I'm not saying bury him under the jail, but I think a maybe 2 to 3 year sentence. You need to learn from that, man. I mean, let's say he wasn't caught, right? Like it wasn't a thing. There could have been so many people who actually, could have been charged for something like this in the future, and I can't get with it. I don't know. How do you feel? What do you think the sentencing should have been?
Could have been. Okay. So, I don't know. I think for all the time and resources. I think that the fines were appropriate. Um, I really don't know. Is jail time really a teachable? I mean, I don't know. He should be punished, but I don't. Is jail time because I've seen people kill people and hardly ever get any sufficient jail time. So I definitely think that he should have been punished, but I don't know. I think he's already lost significantly.
No, he has, and I don't disagree with you there. Like I said, maybe I'm just being emotional, so I said he should have, got a harsher sentence. But I just feel like it's a real slap on the wrist. You could have really
Absolutely.
impacted and affected so many lives negatively. And this is me, like I'm fair. This is for anyone who, would do such a thing. I just feel
Hmm.
like what was at stake, what could have been, the snowball from here, it just wasn't enough done by it, in my opinion. But it's okay, like you said, he did get a hefty fine. He does have probation. He did get some type of sentencing. It is what it is. But I just feel like I just wanted a lesson to really be learned from this, that you can't go around and do that. That's my 2 cents.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I agree with that completely. I think this is one of those situations where you you did something ridiculous and you didn't even consider the fact of what the repercussions could be.
Nope.
And now he's, dealing with that. We can argue about what we think and but at the end of the day, you gotta ask yourself, was it worth it? It wasn't even worth it. You're worse off now than you were before.
Right. Now
Now you look like the biggest idiot, on
his
the
his
planet.
his suicide ran at the end. Do you feel like he did that intentionally because he has the intentions on harming himself, or does he feel like he may be at harm's way inside of the prison?
Well, I definitely don't think that he is, suicidal. I don't think that. I think it goes along with the narrative, that, because he is a member, I believe so, of that LGBT community. And, there's a stigma for, going into jail, in that status that, that is dangerous. I think it goes along with the narrative he initially tried to paint in the beginning that, of that victim type mentality. So I think that was, it kind of goes along with it. Like
I,
if
I
something
don't know.
happened
I,
to me,
I, I
just
might
know I didn't do it.
disagree just a little bit, not to cut you off. And the only reason why is I don't necessarily think he's suicidal. But let's look at it, right? As you just expressed, and in the comments, someone expressed it. Like, he's lost a lot. He may never have an acting career again. No one's ever going to want to hire him. So his life as he once knew it is changed. He's going to, jail now, which is, a traumatic experience within itself. He has to pay a fine that he might not even could pay. What would you have been going through over the last few months, years of your life mentally? So I don't think suicide is a reach. Maybe that was a hidden cry for help, that he might be
Yeah,
going through some things and he's trying to find a way to get it out there. So I mean, again, let's hope and pray that he doesn't
right.
commit suicide, but I don't put it past him that mentally he's there right now. Look at everything he's lost.
Absolutely. And I think at the end of the day, it's like one of those situations where you're you did something and it cost you. And your parent didn't even need to beat you because whatever happened to you was severe enough that
Right.
they didn't even have to beat you because life beat you. And that's where he is with it right now. Like honestly, jail time and all that other stuff is not even a fraction of what he did to himself. Like he punished himself way worse than what he got.
Right. I agree with you there. That makes perfect sense.
Absolutely, Kim. He definitely potentially ruined his career.
Potentially, you
But
feel like he can come back?
his sister, I mean, you can always make a comeback because let me tell you something about the entertainment industry. They love if you cast him in something, what are people going to do? Because it's so controversial, they're going to watch. That's
Yeah.
just like but I don't think it would have gone anywhere near where he was probably headed. Coming off the Empire, his star was rising and he had, more opportunity. But now he'll probably get like basic minimum roles and not. to the level of probably where he could have gone.
Does
But
he
him,
deserve another chance? He serves his time, pays his fine, does all of that. Does he deserve another chance in the acting world?
don't we all?
No.
Which really is a good segue into where I want to go, probably like the next 20 minutes. So I'm glad you said that, Vidal. Um, it's a really good. First of all, tell me why you don't think he does deserves another chance, and then I'm gonna go
I
because.
didn't say he don't. I'm not against anyone, like you said, getting a second chance, but I see how the world is. It'd be one thing if he was Jay-Z and he fucked, excuse me. It'd be different if he was Jay-Z and he screwed up, right? You can afford to mess up when you're that high at a point. As
Mhm.
you said, he was on the rise. He wasn't the household name yet where he can, make a few moves and then he's good. So what I'm saying is for him on the rise to get a second chance, you'd really have to have had an audience, a fan base that's willing to even see you. Think about it. Who, no disrespect to Empire, but who even cares about the show anymore? It's like, what do you want to see him in? So I hope he gets a second chance after serving his time, but will the society give him one is my only thing. And if I'm, it'd be remiss of me if he has other shows and other big gigs going on. I have no knowledge of that. But again, I don't think we're out here every day wondering, man, I wish Jesse Smart. Like, I'm an R. Kelly fan. Contrary to what he did or didn't do, I like
Mhm.
R. Kelly music. So it bothered me that I can't get any more R. Kelly music. How many people are sitting around saying I'll never see Jesse Smollett on the stage again? That's my comparison. What I'm saying, I don't know if people are yearning for that dude like that.
Understandable. I like that. I like that take on it. I
So
like that
you
take.
do you feel like he deserves another chance? Honestly,
I think that everybody is deserving of another chance.
okay,
But here's the thing: just because you deserve another chance, don't mean that you're going to get one. We all deserve redemption after you've done your time for your crime. Everybody deserves to be able to move forward, but that's just what you deserve.
right,
That's not the reality of the situation. Sometimes you map out your own destiny.
for sure.
When
Well,
we're online to go other places, sometimes we create alternate routes, and sometimes and sometimes they lead to dead ends, and you were in the on the right path, but you messed up, and your and
that's
your
true.
your um your blessing is you get a chance to see it, but you you messed up your own path.
Right. Now I'm with you there. I agree. And man, again, while I do have my opinion, I hope that the young man, gets a second chance in society, especially, if he manages to serve his time and do all of that. So it is what it is. But like you said, just because he deserves a chance, that don't mean that he'll be granted one, especially in society's eyes. But, it is what it is. That's the way of the world.
Hmm. And sometimes yeah, you remember when we used to play Mario Kart, and you were heading in a direction, and
Right.
then when you hit one of those things, the game would pick you up and place you back. Sometimes that's how it is, and you know sometimes when you try to
That's a young
cheat and
fella.
get ahead and think that you create an opportunity for yourself, you really taking yourself back to where you started from, and sometimes worse. But I wish him the
Right.
best, and I hope he learned a valuable lesson from that. It's not worth it, and it should be an example to other people. Like, you don't create chaos like that and think that you're gonna be, blessed. That was a
No,
mess, and it was
absolutely.
it was
Well, let me ask you this.
disrespectful
I'm not
to people.
sure if anybody's ever mentioned it. If you were going to put yourself in his shoes, what what was the gain there? By him doing that, what do you get out of that? What is the angle? What was the angle?
So, pity and notoriety and controversy. All of those things in the entertainment industry is buzz. It's you know and not to take make light of people's situation, but we love a story. We
No, we
love a
do.
story, and we love, and sometimes people use the victim mentality as a way to gain traction and stuff. Feel bad for me. This happened to me. I was attacked. Now I got a book coming out on my attack. Now they're making a movie about my attack, and now I'm going to talk to other people who are attacked. So it just constantly people think theoretically rise they star. If this
For
narrative
sure.
would have went through and we bought it, next thing you know, he would have been done a movie about it, a book about it.
Absolutely.
You know,
Right.
so many things could have been birthed by a lot of these celebrities. They do controversial things right before their projects come out. It's ridiculous. But he learned a valuable lesson, and I think it's going to speak volumes to anybody else who thinks that they could do anything like that and think that it's going to advance their life and career.
For sure. He'll probably end up turning into a show or a movie skit himself out of this. Like someone would probably do that. But it's all good.
Yep. But Vidal, thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate your opinion and I appreciate you coming on.
Yes, sir.
Um,
Back to the
let you
comments I
go.
go.
Yes, and make sure you pay attention on the road because he'll want to save room for you.
You ain't cared this entire time.
Well, I did care. I did care. But here you go.
All right,
One snap for Vidal. You are correct that we are not in there, but I did 10 years in jail as an officer. Yes, I was able to go home each day, but I do know what it's like. Yes, ma'am. Right? He could actually still use this as an opportunity, which is unfortunate. But before I go, I don't even know how I got, in this mindset, but it was on my mind or in my heart, as we say in church, to talk about forgiveness really quickly. And I gotta go. I gotta go soon, but in probably like the next 8 minutes. But I don't know. Forgiveness has been in my heart lately, y'all. Um, it's a necessary thing. Forgiveness, and just like when Badell and I were just talking a second ago, um, and he asked like, do I believe that he deserves forgiveness? We all do. Um, Unforgiveness has kept a lot of us back from moving forward or even experiencing the joys of life. Like unforgiveness is it's I don't even know, y'all. Forgiveness has been heavy on my heart. I don't even know why, but it's important. And forgiveness sets you free. It sounds cliche. I'm sorry, I got some ice in my mouth. It sounds cliche right now, but it's just a lot of forgiveness that needs to take place in the land so that you can enjoy the simple the simple benefits of life. So, I mean, I'm not on here about to preach to nobody because I'm pretty sure that's already been done today. But sometimes you got to be okay without getting an apology. Absolutely, Deb. Sometimes you just got to take an air apology that didn't happen and move on so that you can enjoy your life. Uh-oh. Shout out to my people on Instagram. So I ain't telling nobody what to do, and this is not even for anybody specific, but if you're struggling with unforgiveness, pray about it so that when you go to bed at night, you can sleep light and not be, heavy. Forgive people who've done you wrong. Forgive yourself if you've done things that disappoint yourself. Forgive forgive yourself and move forward. It's very necessary. When Jawan, you want to join me really quickly? That's what I wanted to talk to you about. Forgiveness is your future and for you, not that other person. Moving forward, God is better than trying to Drive staring in the rearview mirror. Absolutely. For heavy on to forgive people who've done that. Mm-hmm. It sounds cliche, but sometimes you gotta take an apology that wasn't even given. People, who didn't even say sorry to you. And and to be at a place in life, you almost have to live like you got the apology. Ooh, ain't that crazy? You have to live like you got the apology that you didn't get. And some people, they'll never do it because apology to some people says guilt. Y'all don't like the way I'm talking. But you gotta find you gotta find it in yourself to forgive people. You'd be surprised how many people just sitting on unforgiveness. Be surprised. And it makes you old. It makes you old. It makes you unhappy. It makes you bitter. It makes you don't sleep well. Yes, that's right. Hmm. And forgiving people is not it don't mean that you are okay with or you're denouncing what was done. It just means that you get to move on from it. You get to move on for it so that you can enjoy life. You know, some people have hurt people that they didn't even know that they've hurt somebody. Imagine that. Imagine hurting somebody and they live their whole life never knowing that they hurt you. So we gotta start having honest conversations in the community. That's right, mama. My mama said I was stuck on that for a minute, forgiving people, but I had to learn. I have to forgive myself in order to forgive them. That's right, mom. That's right there. That's right. And anybody who knows my mom knows that she is the most loving and giving and just good energy. Everybody love her. But oh baby, if you wrong Wanda, she gonna hold that thing. She gonna hold that thing. But I'm glad that my mama is taking steps, to forgive people and forgive herself. So that's shout out to you, Ma. I'm proud of you because my mama is stubborn. If she feel away, she feel that thing. But she is working on that. Shout out to you, mom. I'm proud of you, kid. So before we go, I want to talk to Jawan really quickly on forgiveness, and I want to see what his thoughts and opinions are um, on forgiveness. Jawan,
What's going on?
I see you got on your Sunday's best.
I do. Seem
So
like you
we're
called me for a word.
I did. I know you have something. I know you have something. What does forgiveness mean to you?
Forgiveness. Sorry, I had to switch locations. I don't want to get booted for quality assurance.
Absolutely.
Forgiveness to me means pretty much. And honestly, let me start by saying this: the quicker, the quicker you forgive, the quicker you can get back on the track to your future. As far as like, because you don't realize some people literally wake up every day stuck and they don't even realize they're moving in a circle.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you just revert back to the don't stay stuck in the hurt
That's right.
because somebody said move on with your life because that's what they doing with theirs.
Period.
So forgiveness to me, it's like somebody said it to me like this: for unforgiveness is like drinking poison and expecting you to be all right.
Yeah.
Drinking poison and holding it in your stomach and expecting you just to be all right. But
Yep.
just to me, I really had to deal with unforgiveness and forgiving because it wore on me because I ain't gonna say my pride, but just battling with yourself. People actually think about like, well, if I forgive them, then it makes them get an easy pass, and that's not what it is. Forgiveness is really for you to stop thinking about your past,
Yeah. Yeah.
because a lot of people like when you don't forgive somebody, it's like opening your phone looking at your wallpaper. Like you literally just seeing them every time you do something every day.
Yeah.
So I just want to tell everybody that like forgiving does not mean you have to let people back in. It doesn't mean you have to give people the same access. I had to learn that forgiving, like Rashay said, you don't even have to, it's not for the other person. And I'm gonna tell you what happens. If you got into a situation where you fell out with somebody and you can't, your body can't communicate with them, don't communicate with them. And I'm gonna tell you what'll happen. When you get to the point where you didn't fall to the point where you forgave and God gave you peace that you about forgiving them and forgiving yourself, he gonna try you. Somebody gonna try to reach back out to you.
Mm-hmm.
Something's gonna happen, and you just gotta build from where you at. As far as if you just gotta say, if you gotta ignore them, ignore them. If you're not at the point where you can talk to them, that's fine. Just delete it, block them, whatever. But
So
if you're at
before,
the point where you can,
how do
go
you
ahead.
know? I'm sorry. How do you know if you forgave?
You forgave when you don't get the same mad all over again. Like if you tell the story and you start getting mad again, you either haven't dealt with it or you either haven't dealt with it or you haven't sat down and you gotta weigh your options. Like what is the forgiving is it you gotta realize that it's more for you to gain to forgive
Yeah.
than to hold it in. Because when you hold it in, you go around telling everybody about it and you don't even realize it, but now a lot of people know this perspective about this person,
Mm-hmm.
and the person may not even be like that. It may just be your experience.
Yeah.
But forgiving is for you and your future. Because you can be thinking about them. It's like having a magnifying glass. You just zooming in on them when
Mm-hmm.
when they just living their life. They not talking about you or thinking about you. You just hurt, and
My
you
mom,
gotta.
we have to recognize that we are all human, and honestly, that right
That's
there,
good.
mom, that is really what allows me to forgive. Is sometimes you think that. I mean, you could go deeper in that. You know that some people are operating in spirits that are
Hmm.
not always them or not the spirit that they need to be walking in. So I have tried to humanize people, especially people who have wronged me or what did whatever in a situation where I've had to forgive. I've always tried to look at the person or at least try to
Hmm.
figure out like what might be wrong with them to even make them do certain things so that
Because
it's their
people might not have done what Jesse Smollett has done, but some people can never say they never told a lie before,
correct.
because a lot of people have told a lie as far as concealing, not telling information to
Mm-hmm.
keep from hurting somebody as much as they could.
Yeah, and that's good. And
And
sometimes
even if somebody ain't lying, somebody could be doing something else. It's everybody's doing
you
something.
can't even name it.
Yeah, I don't want to, because I
It's
don't want somebody to point back at me.
exactly. Um, yes, that's good right there. That's good. And sometimes realizing that sometimes people have done and hurt and said things that really always wasn't the intent. You know what I'm saying?
And
And
sometimes you got to have the conversation to find out what the intent was.
correct, correct. And
Because I promise you, a lot of what we was talking about, a lot of hurt comes from unaddressed offense.
Mm-hmm.
When you get offended and you haven't addressed it, it starts to build up over
Yeah.
years. And then you get to a point where even some people get to a point a year later, 5 year later. But when they get to 10 and 20, you got to sit back and think when the situation happened. You don't even realize 10 years later, you still got that same wound or scar on you when
Because
you could have
exactly.
put some shea butter on that thing or some aloe vera gel.
Exactly. But the issue is in our community, and when I say community, I mean Black people. We don't address.
Mhm.
We think that we're keeping the peace by being quiet, or
And
we're
some people think it makes them weak to
Mhm,
forgive.
mhm. And some people don't want to address somebody who offended them
Hmm.
because for whatever reason, because like I said, we think that putting stuff under the rug is creating peace. Well, if I don't say nothing, then it ain't, it ain't
But
nothing. But you
if somebody has told so many people, now they can't address it and fix it because now you gotta go. You don't realize you gotta go fix it with the. You gotta go fix it with the 5 people you told that story to.
yeah, yeah, but it's necessary. At the end of the
Yeah,
day, it's necessary. We gotta start having conversations. We gotta
like.
start letting people know, hey, that hurt me. Hey, I was offended. That bothered me. We gotta give people the opportunity to fix things
Hmm. And if
because
they can't, at least you sowed that seed. At least you told them already.
yeah,
Because I promise
you
you,
know how to
just
move.
you getting it out, the blood ain't on your hands no more. Like you feel better after you just get it out. Even if you send a long text, don't
Hmm.
be nervous about the reply. You just get it out. Hey,
Hmm.
you hurt me that day,
Yeah,
or hey, I was offended when you did this, this, and that. But
and I
after that, their response, you won't feel as hurt about it as you would have before because you
sometimes
got
it's
your part
hard to
out.
tell people that hurt, or I
Oh
didn't
yeah.
think that was funny, or I didn't like that. Sometimes it's really hard to have those conversations to people, but it's necessary because you'd be mad. I could be mad at you for something you said, and I never said
Hmm.
anything to you. And every time we talk, you say it. But if I gave you the opportunity, hey, I don't like that, or that bothers me, then we can move on. And if you
Like you
continue
said
to
about
do
our
it, then I
culture,
know what's
our
up.
culture does a thing where every holiday they say something about somebody's weight or somebody's
Hmm.
face or you look sick or you've been eating, some stuff. But I promise you, I had to address a very uncomfortable conversation about somebody addressing some every time they see somebody, and it was uncomfortable. But the movement on was way better, and the growth was way better from addressing it than not addressing it.
Yeah,
But I
it's
just want us to grow up as far as like let's teach other people, like not even younger people. Let's teach people that we friends with. Like if somebody you talk to is still offended by somebody, just be like, well, put them to a point where like, are you going to talk to them? Because if you're not, then we got to stop talking about this because
yeah.
y'all don't realize same conversation, same circle.
It's like someone said in the comments that it makes you sick.
Hmm.
It's a proven fact that unforgiveness makes us sick. And they said, and this is from the pastor or first lady, that some people have even died from it
Yeah, I don't want to. Yeah, I was about to say I don't even want to go to the point as far as death, but some people look way older
because
by
it's
stressing.
it's a cancer.
And even if you don't even go to the unforgiveness aspect of it, but unaddressing offense,
Mhm.
people can be offended by something so long, and that turns into unforgiveness. Because now you ain't forgave somebody about something that you just didn't address,
Yep.
and then you focus on them so much, you stop realizing what part you playing in it.
Hmm. It just shaves years off your life.
Hmm. Some people do get older, hair start falling out, and a lot of stuff just starts to happen from it. Everything just stems from addressing stuff and
Yeah.
not even in a weak point, but
And don't
you
get
got
me
to
wrong.
realize just addressing something, you can start a new trend.
I'm in no way saying that these things are easy. So
No,
I don't
definitely
want
not.
people to, misconstrue. I'm not saying that it's easy, but I am saying that it's necessary.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard to live a productive and satisfying life if you're unhappy.
Mm-hmm. Because I'm gonna tell you, just like we sitting on here talking back and forth, you know, it'll take me just like I'm talking regular now. It might have took me 2 weeks to have an uncomfortable conversation before. Or sometimes I would have just stopped talking to some people just ghost people because they don't
Mhm.
want to have an uncomfortable conversation.
Yeah, it's easy to just
Mm-hmm.
yeah. But yeah, this is a conversation that we could have for hours and hours and hours. But I just pray that anybody who is in that space that they find some type of peace that they
Yeah.
can, live their life and
And I'm gonna tell y'all the one battle that I know people have because I had the same battle. You do not look weak by addressing something. You stand in your ground. You don't got to say it with an attitude. You don't got to yell it. Just you just got to get stuff out. And I promise y'all, some people be scared of the unknown as far as what's gonna happen after the conversation. You just have the conversation because
the
some
chips
stuff,
have to fall where they where they may.
yeah, let the rest fall. Let him take care of the rest
Yeah.
because you just get it out because it's more to be done. You see, you see how fast Ukraine had to change their lives around.
Yeah. But what people won't be able to say is they never told me. They
Yeah,
never you have to give people an opportunity. You know, it would just suck for somebody, for me, somebody like myself who thinks that I'm a loving and caring type of person. If
hmm
someone felt a way about me and didn't give me an opportunity to fix it, that would bother me.
especially if somebody said a joke
You know what I'm
or
saying?
something that somebody didn't understand as far as jokingly. If you said a joke and just laughed it off and they laughed it off, you think it's all good.
Mhm.
Next thing you know,
Yeah,
they
offense.
said what?
And and,
I ain't
and you,
even say that in that way.
you said a joke to somebody that they didn't like it, and the next thing you know, you ain't heard from them in 3 weeks.
And don't know why.
Don't have no clue. We gotta do better than that.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much, Jawan. I'm about to close out. I appreciate you.
Thank you for having me. We just not even trying to bring it back to a serious number. It's we just got to have a little growth to it, just as far as everybody. I mean, it's good to have fun,
We can,
but you just got to take one thing that somebody can pass on.
yeah,
You got to pass on one thing, and even if it's just if you don't remember everything we said, just remember that forgiveness is better than unforgiving.
yeah. You get to sleep like a baby.
You get to way better, and you ain't up late at night. You ain't sitting in your car for 30 minutes after work.
Mm-hmm.
You ain't sitting in your car 30 minutes before work.
Pondering and
But
it's
thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
absolutely we must do this
Again,
again.
sometime.
But we do this every day.
We do, but we just know that we just dropped so many gems that we know somebody did.
Yeah, because we're gonna laugh on here, but we're gonna grow at the same time.
Most definitely.
But thank you so much, Jawan. And on the Shay Show. All right, y'all. I have had a uh-oh. Are we off of Facebook? I don't know if we off, but I need to close out. I think we can y'all see it? Are we still on Facebook? Do y'all see me? Put something in the comment really quickly. Say, I can see you, I can see you. Okay. I don't know what happened. But let me close out. Y'all, thank y'all so much for watching. I thoroughly enjoyed tonight. I appreciate everybody. Oh, good. Everybody watching. We're gonna be well-rounded here at the Shay Show. We're gonna laugh, we're gonna joke, we're gonna tackle some heavy stuff too. But thank y'all so much for watching. Thank you, Deb. You've been here since 8. Thank you so much, everybody who's been watching all night long for the last hour and 15 minutes. I appreciate everybody. Nikki, we're going to do this again Sunday at 8 o'clock. Tell somebody, bring somebody. I appreciate everybody. That's right. We're going to pray for everybody. Have a good week. Know that wherever you go, the Lord is going to be there with you. He going to meet you there. He going to season it, and it's going to taste good. Appreciate y'all for watching. Have a good night.